Hi you guys, welcome or welcome back to another day in a life vlog. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Emma. I'm an LPN and I usually share a little bit of my life as I work from home in chronic disease management. I also work for my friend's dad who owns a home health company. So I'm contracted to work every other month doing reassessments. Currently in a parking lot. I just got done with one visit. I'm sitting here doing a little bit of work and then I'll be heading to my next visit. Yeah, this is your first time watching my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope that you enjoy it. Yeah, comment down below, let me know what you do for a living. I love to know what my viewers do for a living. You guys, I had to quickly make a stop. Funny story, you guys, embarrassing story actually. I was at my first patient's home, just doing all the assessments, and I was about to start doing vitals on my patient, and you know, I wrap the cuff around my patient's arm and I go to turn on the device, and it said that it started to take the reading and then it stopped halfway, and then the low battery icon popped up. I was so embarrassed, you guys. Thank God she had a device there in the living room, so I was able to take her readings. So I'm actually running a little bit late for my next visit because I had to stop at Walgreens to get some batteries in there. Already texted my patient, let them know I'm going to be running a little bit late because I had to grab the batteries. These are my favorite snacks to get at Walgreens. Pomegranate and vanilla flavored cashews. Chef's kiss. I try not to buy too many of these when I stop at Walgreens, but I can't help it. They're so good. So I'm going to quickly change the batteries to this device and then head out to my patient's home. So let me tell you guys about some of the pros and cons of doing this whole thing, of this job. Let's start with the pros. All the 9 patients that I've had are amazing. You know, they're amazing. They're very flexible, especially with the time frames that I usually give them for my visits. Sometimes I do get there late. Really grateful to have amazing patients, and then also their family members and caregivers have been more than amazing. I love that. Another pro about this contract job is that, you know, I shared this in my previous videos, but if you're new here, one of my goals for this year is to pay off one of my credit cards. And this side gig has allowed me to be a little bit more aggressive with that. And I'm so grateful that I don't have to, you know, set aside as much money from my 9-to-5 job to, you know, work towards paying off my credit card debt. So I'm really grateful that this side job allows me to, you know, work towards my debt repayment, because I don't want to deal with a lot of that once I start nursing school. And my whole goal is to just like pay off, get rid of as much debt as I possibly can, so that I don't feel so stressed with paying bills while in nursing school, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's one of the pros. Another pro is that I get to see patients face to face, y'all. So, you know, I work remotely, so I don't get to see my patients. I don't even know what they look like aside from like whatever picture is on their profile from their electronic health records when I do access it. But on a regular, I don't even know what most of my patients look like. So this gives me a little break to actually have that one-on-one in-person interaction with patients, and I love it. The cons, on the other hand, of this job is definitely the driving. Working from home has definitely spoiled me in that, you know, I don't have to leave my house, but y'all, this traffic sometimes is so stressful. So, and another con is scheduling these visits, you guys. So I have a full-time 9-to-5 job Monday through Friday, and whenever it comes that time of the month for me to schedule my visits, like I just get a little bit anxious, because it's like now I have to really squeeze in, like be intentional with my time and squeeze in these patients wherever I can. And sometimes, you know, I really try to group my visits according to where my patients live. So I give them, so when I contact them, I tell them that, you know, I'm available to see them on this day, and I give them an open window frame. It doesn't always work that way. So today I'm seeing 2 patients this weekend I have this lady who's always available on weekends, so that's wonderful. And then next week I'm seeing 2 patients a day throughout some days of the week. So it's just have to make it work, and I do make it work. I'm so glad that I only have to do this every other month. So, I get a little break from the chaos, because my visiting months are definitely a little bit more chaotic, especially towards this time of the month at work. It's very busy, can get pretty intense, but we make it happen. The good thing is I don't got to do it next month. I didn't get to vlog much of my day at all because it just really didn't go as planned. But let me recap you guys on how my day went. So last night, let me just backtrack. So last night, my husband and I were up till like maybe midnight. We're up till midnight doing the final touches, and we submitted my application to nursing school. And that was a long ordeal just because like the instructions were so specific. They wanted some documents in PDF form and others they didn't. It was just a lot. So we got done, and I didn't go to bed till like 2 o'clock in the morning. I got up today and I started on my day, and then something told me to log into my email and just read very thoroughly the confirmation that I got yesterday after submitting the application. And I noticed that there was a part in the application where I missed a part in the application that required me to put my entire name, and apparently that would also serve as my signature for the entire application form. First of all, I thank God for just giving me that inkling to go into my email and check it. So I did that, and I freaked out, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I was stuck between waking up my husband and telling him, hey, we need to do this over, or just like letting him rest, and then we were just gonna fix the whole application thing when he got up. Well, I decided not to be that person, so I carried on with my work day. And then my daughter woke up right after, like my daughter woke up about 30 minutes after I started my work day. So I was a mess. Like my mind was just on this school application, and then also, trying to multitask while I have my toddler up for the day. So we got up and we got to fix it. And then, so that's good. I got to submit it. I tried to outreach someone from the school to let them know that, they can go ahead and omit the first application, but I couldn't get a hold of anyone. I just left a voicemail, and just like, God willing, someone gets my message. But anyways, I'm gonna leave it all to God, you guys. So I carried on with my day, and then around like 3 o'clock, I realized that I didn't have any proteins for lunch for my daughter. And so I was like, I'm gonna go to the store really quickly. It's literally like 15 minutes away from me, to grab some, rotisserie chicken and like just lunch stuff. And on my way to the store, I noticed that there were so many cars like pulled over on the sides, and I'm like, what is going on? And seeing flags everywhere. And it dawned on me that today was actually the funeral for a police officer that was unalived during a domestic violence call. This actually happened, the incident happened last weekend, so I guess today was the funeral for that. I'm heading to the store, and I'm trying to hurry up, you guys, because I'm like, okay, I did not bring my laptop with me. I need to like get what I need and leave. I wanted to get a sub at the store, but like the guy was helping another lady, so I was like, you know what, I don't even have time to wait. Let me just go ahead and pay for this rotisserie chicken and leave, y'all. By the time I left, by the time I got to the light leaving the shopping center, there were like police officers already coming to barricade the exit. And so I had to go around and make a U-turn just to go back home. Not even 5 minutes into the drive, you guys, there was like traffic was at a standstill and like nothing was moving. We sat there for a good like 5 minutes. Mind you, I had my daughter in the backseat with me. Thank God she fell asleep a few minutes later, but everyone was just, people were just getting out of the cars to just, see what's going on. If, the funeral party was gonna drive by on the opposite direction. So eventually they came by. There was like a throng of like police officers and motorcycles, and then a few funeral cars came, and then the body came. And then after that, y'all, literally maybe 30 to 40 minutes, we sat in a car, and it felt like, I'm not even kidding, guys, it felt like it was about maybe like 1,000 police cars from different counties in my state that were there. I've never seen anything like that. It was just like, it took me back a little bit. I did tear up in the car just thinking about the whole thing. Like, as a police officer or anyone at the job, like, you go in and you do your job, your usual routine. Like, who's to say that it's going to be your last day on the job? Who's to say that someone is not going to lose their mind, lose their marbles, and try to unalive everybody around them? So it's such a sobering situation, a sobering thought, just seeing how much like everyone was aware that today was a funeral, and all the cars was just like pulled over on both sides of the traffic waiting for the body to pass by. It was just like, I had chills in my body. It made me cry because I'm thinking about the spouse and the 2 children that this person left behind. It's just such a sad situation for all parties, And it just makes me realize how much mental health is just really, really, really in need of a lot of attention. And I always tell my husband, like, when we go to the grocery store, wherever we're at in public, even in our own neighborhoods, like, we don't know when you just don't know when you're coming across someone who is like this much from snapping, this much from losing their minds to where they just want to, harm everyone in their way. I'm from Africa. You don't hear about things like that, but like in a developed country like America, with these kind of things happening, like it's very alarming. It's scary. It's very alarming. You have police officers who literally, their job is to protect us and defend us, and we're over here like unaliving them. It's just a sad situation for everyone. But yeah, that is pretty much how my day went. While I was stuck in traffic, I was updating my coworkers in our group chat about what was going on, and then my pod lead actually let me know that she was going to cover my alerts. I only had one alert while I was gone, but yeah, so my daughter and I didn't get home till like 4:40, you guys, and I get off at 5 o'clock. So yeah, that is pretty much how the rest of my day went. Today was a high stress day for sure. And yeah, so I think the plan for the rest of the day is to just kind of catch up, do some charting for a few hours. Part of the reason I was also tired is because I spent most of my evening and night charting away, just because we're approaching the end of the month and I don't want to have a lot to do on the last week of the month. So I was charting my life away, and then ended up applying to nursing school, got that done, and then today was just like, I'm actually glad I didn't schedule any reassessment visits today, because it would have been entirely too much. I got home yesterday, you guys, after that driving, and I only went to see 2 patients, y'all, yesterday. When I got home, I was so tired, you guys. Like, I kept thinking to myself, like, and there are nurses out there who do this for a living, like full time. How? If you are a home health nurse, and there are a few that watch my channel. How do you do it? Because it's a lot. It's hot outside, there's traffic. It's just too much. You know, I'm glad, I'm so grateful that I'm only having to do this every other month. But honey, I got home and I'm like, what was that? Like, I was down. So the drive is definitely one of the things that I don't care much to do. But this reminds me of this video I came across on Instagram a few days ago. This lady, I guess her employer has mandated going back into the office once a week. So she was just venting away about how this one day out of the week when she has to commute to the office just wipes her out. She's tired. She's like, I don't know how we ever did this before 2020. And she was just going on and on. And she's like, if my employer requires me to go back in the office full time, I'm quitting. But she was like, I'm so tired. I have no energy after driving and sitting in traffic. And I get it, really do. Like, there was just something about, like, when you work from home, yes, you have a lot of things to manage, but when you have to leave the house, there is like some planning that needs to happen that you typically don't have to do for most of your week, right? Like, when I leave, I have to consider traffic. I have to consider how long of a drive, how long it's gonna take me. There's a lot of planning, right? I know that people who go to work every day, like, it's just an automatic thing. But for me, it's like, okay, like, where am I going? How long is it gonna take me? That sort of thing. Dealing with traffic. Is my GPS going to reroute me? It's just like,